Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, December 8th, 5:16 in the morning. And I'm not sure if you were watching yesterday, but we had some interesting things happen yesterday, especially with VeChain, Band, and Daya. Um, in this video, I'm just going to focus on VeChain just to share a couple of things. Yesterday, if we switch to the daily chart here, we saw this beautiful candle. Yesterday, specifically, we saw a pump in with Chainlink, sorry, with VeChain. And there was a couple of reasons to why this happened, which I believe that those were the main reasons. But we saw this jump while the whole crypto market was consolidating. So this was Bitcoin yesterday. Bitcoin was kind of pulling back. Same thing with ETH. We're just pulling back. Same thing with XRP, pulling back, except for VeChain, which just shut up. Now, obviously, we're seeing this ugly red candle, but main reason is I want to share some news, which is this right here. So, Singapore Trade Network to integrate with China's blockchain service network and others. So, today's enterprise, Singapore and the Singapore University of Social Sciences announced the launch of the Blockchain for Trade and Connectivity Network. Funny enough, they call it BTC Network, but so partners in the initiative got include China's blockchain-based service network (BSN), Global E-Trade Service, and public business blockchain VeChain. So VeChain has already hashed and uploaded the memorandum of understanding signed by six commercial partners onto its blockchain as a sign of assurance in the blockchain's immutability. So in general, what is the BSN network? This is the main news that came out yesterday. Now it is good overall for VeChain, but there's a couple of things that you have to know about in terms of what are the conditions for all these blockchain services slash companies technologies for China to actually integrate that and adopt it and use it. There's a couple of things we need to consider. So this is the BSN network. China's BSN to localize 24 public blockchains by making them permissioned. So China's state-sanctioned blockchain infrastructure project is finally bringing public chains to its Chinese users, but with a significant twist. Meaning, so these public chains will look quite different after being localized for the Chinese market. However, the network will make the decentralized public chains permissioned and replace their tokens with direct payment by the Chinese currency to cover transaction fees on these chains. So there's a part of a much larger story. The Chinese government is an active supporter of blockchain technology, obviously, but only on its own terms. Authorities would like to reap the benefit of the blockchain tech's traceability and efficiency, but without the decentralization embraced by public chains like Bitcoin and Ethereum. And this is huge. This is huge. They're saying, hey, we like the blockchain technology, we like the traceability it provides and the immutability, but we don't want to use these tokens. We'll digitize our own currency, right? Our own Chinese currency. We'll digitize the dollar and use that as fees because they definitely like the technology, but the fact that we have tokens playing within those blockchain, these big governments and authorities are not just gonna let you know have a they're not gonna let a competitor to come in that easy and devalue their own currency. So I'm not sure what that means for all these tokens and all these Ethereum gas fees and all of that for saying, hey, China would like to use it, but we're not using ETH. So BSN's latest move came 1 month after the network integrated six major blockchains into the global version of its network. That's including VeChain. The public decentralized chains will become public permissions chains which can be supervised by regulators, and that is currently the most direct and effective way for the projects to be compliant and reach domestic users with China. Of course, we'll adopt it, but you got to play with our own rules. These new permission chains will look much different from the original versions. The network will block all peer to peer fee transactions and require its users to use the Chinese currency instead of Ethereum gas to cover fees for building and running decentralized apps on the change. So BSN has made it technically impossible to do any virtual currency transactions on the public chains. The memo said BSN strictly follows related laws and regulations and will remove any chain that violates them from the network. So that's going to say a lot in terms of XRP, in terms of Ethereum and Bitcoin. If you need to tap into the Chinese market, which is the biggest player right now when it comes to the cryptocurrency, um, yeah, we got to use the Chinese currency. So in general, um, so the tokens from the public chain projects are a threat to the Chinese long-standing capital control and monetary sovereignty of the Chinese currency. Authorities may also fear tokens could threaten the use of the Chinese currency, and that would jeopardize monetary policies relying on the control and supply and demand of the Chinese currency. It's pretty big news. That's definitely going to have an effect on the markets. But specifically with VeChain now, this is also good news. So at one point, those we're not sure how this is going to play out. Obviously, we need more. We need to analyze this more and more. But what's going to happen with the token itself, right? And in terms of us using the actual blockchain, the company's technology, are we? Is the token going to be, for example, it's like how you're buying stocks for Apple? Is that going to be a representation of the success of the company, or is that token just going to be fully burnt? Now we're using digitized, you know, government currencies. We're not sure, but still, for the most part, this is pretty big for VeChain. VeChain is already now being involved in all these trading technologies and systems, importing and exporting, tracking goods, and even here, this from last year, but the president of China and France were actually having they were eating meals that were tracked by the VeChain network. Now VeChain is also helping um, hotels and businesses in terms of their tracking their performance when it comes to their risk management, infection risk management when it comes to COVID-19. So VeChain is being used everywhere. If you need to track anything from for whatever reason, VeChain can easily do that for us, and we're seeing China pushing for it. So this is big news for VeChain, and right now it's definitely it's going down. It's my 6%, but for the long run, yesterday this is where we reacted to it. We definitely saw a reaction after all this came in. This is obviously in September, but this was yesterday. So something to keep in mind. Let us know what you think. Um, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you have anything to say, please just leave it in the comment below. And have a great day.